My name is Greg Ponte. I live in Harold, California. I was an electrician, got to work one morning, got the crew set up and had to use the restroom. I went out and I tripped over some concrete form boards next to the bathroom and fell and put my hand down and severely dislocated my right hand and tore all the ligaments and tendons in half. I looked down at my hand and it was grossly deformed, and I knew I had broken it, and it was very painful. I knew something bad happened, and the pain was excruciating. The fire department arrived, then the medics arrived. They put me in an ambulance and shot me up with morphine, and they took me to El Camino Hospital. A year after the injury, I tried to go back to work, but my hand was so bad, they said I would never be able to use the tools again. It ruined my career. I was 57 at the time and had 9 more years to go, and that was come to a halt. It was about a year after the incident I talked to my friend who referred me to Venardi Zurada. I had never been to a lawyer before. Once I actually came and talked to them, I knew those were the people I wanted to work on my case. It was a long process, over 4 years before we got to trial. Lots of depositions, lots of trips over to the Bay Area to talk to Martin and Mark. They prepared me like no other. They were very thorough about everything. I had all the confidence in the world in them. They're just like everyone else. They're really good people. Trial, they were amazing. They were like in another league compared to the lawyers that were fighting against me. My life, my future was on the line financially. The day of the verdict when we won, it was a huge relief to me, and I felt that we had won and hopefully closed this part of my life.
This is a case where all the way up until trial, the biggest offer in the case was $40,000. Over time, he developed that trust in our firm. He developed the trust in our instincts and in our judgment that we would work his case properly and fight all the way through trial for him. I remember asking him if he felt like we spoke his voice to the jury, and he said he did. When the client says, I feel like the jury heard my case the way that it should be, that's the best reward you can have as a lawyer.
In Greg's case, it was just about getting to know Greg really well and being with him on that journey. I felt like I really knew the case, every single aspect of the case, and I felt like I knew everything that I needed to know about Greg as well. It was really about what the defendant did to Greg to cause his injury, and then try to help the jury understand what the value of what was taken away from Greg was.
I felt like a ton of weight had been lifted off my shoulders, knowing we won. Huge relief. Oh, in a heartbeat. I would recommend them to anyone that had any need for a lawyer.